What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host Josh, and today we have a nice little transfer stream coming up. We're going to take a look at a couple of the signings, as you can probably tell by just simply looking at the thumbnail. We're going to look at Malen. We're going to take a look at the details of which we have for the transfer right now, as well as Demiral, who has been targeted for a potential loan move. There's been some actual price tags waved around, but I will get into that a little bit. So I hope you guys are excited. Transfer streams are one of my favorites to do, and we have some pretty nice news in terms of Malen, as well in terms of our new potential loan signing in Demiral, which is something that we have to take into consideration, especially with some of the injuries that have come to the back line, specifically to players like Zagadou. There was a report that we were going out today that I'm sure some of you guys saw. It said Zagadou will probably come back in 3 to 4 months. That's wild. 3 to 4 months for Zagadou takes a huge chunk of his season pretty much done and dusted. So I thought he was going to be back a little bit sooner than that. So the fact that Zagadou is out for that long really puts a hole in our back line. We know we have Hummels. We know we have Akanji. Emre Can play a role there. We have the question marks of young Papadopoulos and Leonard Maloney potentially getting looks up here. Koulibaly as well. Collins is probably going to be put back just a little bit because of the injury that happened to him. So, in my opinion, it's not enough. It's not enough yet. I mean, Hummels, Akanji are very important. Having Chan, for me, I think that there has to be someone else that needs to be brought in. And we don't know. There's question marks about Papadopoulos and Maloney. Bringing in someone like Demiral would be insanely important, I think, for this team. The main reason to do that is that it's a loan deal. So some of the numbers that were going around for the Demiral transfer was that there's a 35 million price tag. The second I saw that there's a 35 million price tag, I knew we weren't buying him. However, they were quickly kind of redacted and kind of turned into the form that it might have been a loan deal. That makes 10 times more sense. You guys have heard me say a lot of times, I don't want to see us target any loan signings. And like my meaning was in a way that I don't want to develop any young players. So bringing in someone like Renier, for example, he's someone who isn't established. He's someone who needs to have a little bit more time. And it's just personally, in my opinion, we don't need to develop him when we have players like Knauf. Signing Demiral is completely different. This is a guy who's 23. He's played for the likes of Juve. He's had some good seasons elsewhere at Sassuolo. And it's an opportunity for him to actually break in at a good team. And I think he would be a perfect type of loan signing, because if there's an option to buy, we're gonna have a good look there, because I know we can't afford the 35 right now, but if he has a good loan signing, we may look to do that in the summertime. So, and then there's the Malen deal, which we'll get into as well before we get to the questions. Fabrizio Romero tweeted out. You guys probably saw it. The deal's pretty much all done and dusted. Medical's done. A 30 million transfer fee was the number. We all kind of knew that was coming. He put pen to paper to a 5-year deal, and there's still rumors that he may be announced today at 4:30. So I'm gonna stream till 4:30 to keep an eye on that. But in my opinion, I have a feeling it'll probably officially presented tomorrow. So we'll have to keep going, but we'll get into the comments now. Say hello to you guys, and if you're just joining us, be sure to drop a like. And don't worry, I'm not saying F you. It's F you cancer, not just, just I didn't want to defend anybody. But I hope you guys are doing well. Yes, let's go. I want to see both come in. So yeah, having Malen come in will be important, but signing a center back, I thought they would go for someone like Halstenberg. Like I said, just for the coverage. If they sold Nico, they brought in Halstenberg, they can play him there. But signing someone like Demiral, who's 23, he's got a lot of potential, has fought some injuries off in his career, it would be a real cool look for him to come in, and I think that it would be a really good look there. And Producer T put in, do you think these are the right signings for BVB? I do. A loan signing with an option to buy for BVB would be perfect, because one, you'd get him in, it's a body that has experience, plays at a good league, and then if it doesn't work out, the obligation isn't there. It's an option to buy, you ship him back. But if he killed it, you have that in there and you buy this man. Yes, we need a center back ASAP. Yes, we do. Yes, a center back and possibly a replacement for Sancho. Yes, the winger position is still one that I don't know what's going to happen to it. I really don't. I don't know if we're going to sign a winger or we're not, but I haven't heard any links quite yet. I think it's 30 million for Malen. It is. 35 million euros seems high for us, but I don't see a center back as a bad idea. Yeah, so the 35 one came out. We will not be paying 35. I can promise you guys we will not be paying 35. It will more than likely be like a 5 million loan deal to bring him in, and then whatever the option is to buy after that. There's no way Dortmund gets a deal done for a 35 million center back. So they, like I said, that report that a lot of you guys probably saw was quickly sort of redacted or at least corrected, saying that more than likely Dortmund, and that's not more than likely, it's Dortmund cannot afford to sign him, so they will look to do it a loan deal. And Juve's apparently open to the deal, the players open to the deal, and we'll have to go from there. Finally, Malen is here. Yep, there's been reports that he is in Switzerland right now. Hasn't been officially announced. Like I said, there has been small talks about 4:30 p.m. my time. There's supposed to be maybe an announcement, but I'm not holding my breath on it. But we'll have to see. Would love Demiral could come and still get Halstenberg. We could. If we brought Demiral in on a loan and we bought Halstenberg and sold Nico Schultz, it's not a bad little look there. It's not a bad little look. Hummels probably only has another season. Yeah, I mean, the big issue with him getting older is his pace, but he's never been a very pacey defender anyways. So, I mean, especially if we play in a back three, I think that'd give him a little bit more opportunity to play a little longer. But I agree in the terms that Hummels has probably got 2 seasons at most being a key role player. Demiral would be a key player for us next season. I hope he'd push. He'd have an opportunity to probably start, get a lot of minutes, and see what he can really do with himself. Bro, waking up at 5 a.m. to watch a friendly on Saturday. So Producer T scheduled it. On FootMob, it said that the game was at 6 a.m. I don't think it is. If you go to BVB's actual website, the game's actually at 11 o'clock. So I'm pretty sure it's at 11. So we're going to have to rechange the stream. So, not too bad, not too bad. Malen is still not announced. Wow, I know. Like I said, there is rumors that he could be announced today in about an hour. But if he's not announced, more than likely, he'll probably just be announced tomorrow. Hey, Josh, what's up? British Empire, how you doing, my man? Not much. Just here to talk a little transfers with you guys, touch on the Malen situation, touch on the Demiral situation, and see what you guys think about it as well. I would prefer St. Juste over Demiral. The nice thing about Demiral is that it would be a loan signing. Now, like I said, and I've touched on it a lot, loan signings, it has to be a certain profile for me to be interested, personally. Like I said, bringing in a 19-year-old on loan you have no option to sign him because if he's successful, like Hakimi, or if Renier was successful, he would go back to Real Madrid. Signing someone like Demiral, who looks to be on the outs of Juve anyways, is a good look as long as there's an option to buy. If we bring him on loan, guess what? It's a body, it's a player who can do something. If he's injured, he's injured. It's not the biggest risk as long as it's an option to buy, because if he's successful and he does well, we can purchase him and don't have to worry about it. So I wouldn't want to see him come in on just a normal loan, and I don't really want to see us buy him because I'm not overly convinced that Demiral would be the number one answer. I'd like to test him out. So he'd be a perfect example of someone who comes in, but we would get him cheaper on the loan than we would a player like St. Juste. Not that I'm not against signing St. Juste, because I've talked very fondly of the player. The speed, I think, would be important. But I do think if we're looking for a cheap way to get a body in, a loan signing for Demiral is not a bad shout. St. Juste can also play as right back. Barely, though. I mean, I've spoke this too quite a bit for St. Juste. I wouldn't bank on him coming in and playing right back. So I feel like a lot of people have seen, he's very quick, but he's not a right back. He's an outside center back. He can play as a center back in a back four. It's really, it's no difference than putting a Kanji, in my opinion, out on right back. Or even Emre Can. That's what St. Juste's right back abilities would look like. Something like Emre Can, something like a Kanji. It can be done, but I wouldn't trust St. Juste coming in and playing right back for the entirety of the season, which is also another thing that we need to touch on. Because now, two players that were potentially, linked to the door, but, Marius Wolf just picked up an injury. So more than likely, one, he is not going to be able to get loaned out or even probably sold with the injury he just picked up. And even if we were going to keep him, it now puts us down even further in the right back scenario. So not very good there for Marius Wolf. And Gittins as well picked up a ligament injury, which sucks for him. Very young, talented English player. I want these 6 players: Noni, Bailey, the Polish guy, St. Juste, Dumfries, and Halstenberg. if I'm looking at your list, Madueke won't come this summer 100%. Again, I can't speak to the future. It doesn't look like Bailey's coming. I don't think we can afford him, and it looks like he's probably going to the Prem. I'm not sure which Polish guy you're talking about. Maybe. Saying Juste, I do think there's still potential. I think that Dortmund will be flirting with the idea of signing him, signing someone like Halstenberg, signing someone like potentially Demiral on loan. I'm not sure. Dumfries will 100% not come. And Halstenberg, I do think is still an option. Payne Sears says, hey Josh, can I be a mod? I've been a moderator on a big YouTube channels with thousands of people. I can handle the job. I want to help you and Producer T with a second hand. Payne, I'll reach out to you after the stream, and I'll talk to Producer T and see what we can do, my guy. But you've been here from the beginning, my man, so I would trust you. Please no Demiral. He's always injured like Zagadou. That is a big red flag for me with Demiral, is that he has had a lot of injury problems. However, that is the big thing about not dropping 35 mil. I mean, already Dortmund wouldn't drop 35 mil because it's not in their DNA immediately on a player like this in his profile. However, if you get him on a loan move, what's the risk? If we can't figure out a way to get Halstenberg in, if we can't figure out a way to get St. Juste in, Demiral is a perfect little look. A loan signing with the option, that has to be important. The option has to be important, because if the option's not there and Demiral is unbelievably successful, we all fall in love with him. Well, guess what? Juve's going to up it. So if you bring in Demiral, you bring him in on a loan, which is affordable. It brings in a body in the center back position, which we need. And then you add on that option to buy. So you put the ball in Dortmund's court. So there's no changing the mind. There's no upping the price from Juve's perspective there. But I do agree. That's why I would like to see him on loan for a season, see if he can stay healthy, see if he can compete in the Bundesliga, if he's going to be used to the Bundesliga, and then make a decision from there instead of just A, spending the money, or B, even going out and buying another target if you're not quite convinced. Demiral could be the successor to Hummels, potentially. Potentially could be. Again, that's why I'm not against this move. I want to know what you guys think, because that is a great point from our Mr. Carlson here in the chat, is that he does have injury concerns. And us Dortmund fans have seen Zagadou struggle ever since coming to this club with injuries. Not a great look to have to drop that kind of money to bring in a player who may follow suit, which again, it's the convenience of having the loan deal. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but you get a body in there. We can't sell Wolf this season. He's injured. Yep. Yeah. So, I mean, more than likely he would have been loaned out or sold, but it's kind of looking like he's going to have to recover here, and don't really know what's going to go on there. Dennis says, any news about Tigges? I've heard that the deal to send him to Cologne has been put off. It looks like Dortmund are keen to keep him for our U23s to try to keep them in the 3rd division. So as of right now, if I can speak about the Tigges one, it seems like he's going to be with the U23s for the majority of the season. He will probably, like the end of last year, get some peaks at the main squad, but most likely if Mukuku's healthy and Malen's in and Holland's in, he's only going to make the bench at best. But yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to Cologne right now. Is St. Juste still realistic? I also joined the Fantasy League, and I'm ready to take the trophy this year. Yes, guys, we did put the JJD TV Fantasy. So if you guys haven't joined the Bundesliga Fantasy League yet, you can go over to our community board. The link is there. Be sure to join. There will be a prize. I haven't decided what the prize is yet. It'll be a long ways away before I have to decide anyways. It'll more than likely be like a kit or something cool else I can think of. But yes, if you guys want to join it, we also have our new series that's coming out, which is the Bundesliga Roundup, where we'll take a look at the weekend's results, talk about power rankings, and we'll also take a look at the fantasy leaderboard each and every week. So if you want to join, have a chance to win something, and have some fun in the community board as well, it's over there. The link's over there, and it should be fun. I'm excited for it. I picked my team already. I didn't pick Lewandowski. I was very close. I went Haaland over Lewandowski. Probably not the best choice, because Lewandowski is guaranteed to score you a lot of goals, as is Haaland, but that's what I did. I couldn't not pick Haaland. Hi, Josh. Cheers, Alex. How you doing, my man? Mark says, is Dortmund going for another CB, confirm a back 3 formation? I'm very torn on what formation we're going to play. I think signing Demiral doesn't necessarily mean a back 3, mainly because we just don't have depth in that position. The fact that Zagadou has been confirmed that he's probably out for another 2 to 3 months, it really just leaves us Hummels, Akanji. Chan isn't a center back. I mean, he can play as an outside center back, but Chan's not a center back. So it's those two, Hummels, Akanji. Zagadou's out. Collins just got injured. We still have Leonard Maloney and Papadopoulos, who, again, haven't quite done it at this level yet. So a lot of question marks. I feel like just getting Demiral in on a loan would just be to add depth to a position that we're very depleted in. Imagine the team from Dortmund would have had if they didn't sell their players. They'd have been talented. They'd have been talented, but they still got a good crew of players going into this upcoming season. It should be fun. Selling Zagadou might not be a bad option. Issue with selling him, though, is that he is injured. So even if we had a buyer, he would fail his medical. So more than likely, Zagadou will stay another year at Dortmund and then potentially get moved on from there. Greetings from Finland. Greetings, my friend. Hope you're doing well today. Is Demiral really worth it? I don't know about the 35, but again, guys, it goes right back to the beauty of specific type of loan moves. Bringing him on a very cheap loan deal is a great piece of business. He's a player who does have potential, who has played at a high level. He could come in, he could be the body we need without having to really invest, and we can track his success, track how he does, and at the end of the season, if that option to buy is there, like I said, ball's in our court. We can either take it or we can ship him back to Juve and say, thank you for the season, it didn't work out. So I don't know if he's worth 35. I really don't. I wouldn't personally buy him for 35 right now, but I don't have any issues with bringing him on a loan, seeing how he did. Even if he hits the ground running, we found a gem, and if he doesn't, that's the beauty of the loans, man. Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm okay with loans as long as we have options to buy. Mark, spot on, my friend. Spot on. But yeah, and that's the issue with Renier, for example. It's why I don't really want to see Renier get a ton of minutes, is because I know there's no option to buy. Even if he breaks out like Hakimi did, well, great. We're going to develop him, and he's going to go right back to Madrid to sell on for a lot of profit. So, yeah, if there's an option to buy, it makes loan deals worth it. I think that we need to rotate for Akanji Hummels this season. It did not get a break. It is true. That's why I think there's just depth. Depth is the reason we're targeting a center back. If we sign Halstenberg, St. Juste, Demiral, or our defense is secured. We definitely won't sign all three. More than likely, we'll only sign, maybe two, but that's a stretch still. I bet you if Nico Schultz doesn't leave, we don't sign Halstenberg. We just bring in someone like Demiral. If we do get rid of Nico, there's a chance we could bring in Halstenberg and Demiral, but I don't see all three coming in. Josh, do you think that we should sign a goalkeeper? I do not. We have three right now. So, in my opinion, Kobel's our starter. Our backup is Hitz, and then try to sell Berkey if you can, though it's not looking nicely right now. But no, we definitely don't need to sign another one. Akanji Hummels and Demiral and Emre Can and Zagadou play three at the back. Well, Zagadou, again, will be out for 2 to 3 months, which is a huge shame for him in his development. But yeah, a back three opens up a formation with Malen and without Malen. It could be a 3-4-1-2 with Holland and Malen as strikers, or a 3-4-2-1 with Gio and Royce or Brandt under Holland. So a back three really fits this team, in my opinion, better. Meunier can play as a right wing back. He did it for Belgium. Guerrero's better at a right wing back. Hummels is better in the middle of the park, but an issue with the back three is that we don't have a ton of center backs. So I know we brought one in. Emre Can can be utilized there if we keep Papadopoulos or someone like that upwards. Maloney played in a back three all season. He's a lefty, which would be kind of nice. So the options are there. I'm very curious to see what Marco Rosa does. Zagadou be like, I was born with glass bones and paper skin. SpongeBob. Yeah, man, it's a shame. It's a shame. You don't want to see a player, especially young, who had a lot of promise, be injured like this. But I just saw it today, and it seemed like he's going to be I think that it came from him. I don't remember exactly where I saw it, but it was. I think it was on Twitter, but I don't know. It's a shame, man. It's a shame for him. Why did I say I'm not a BVB fan? You're not a BVB fan? Zagadou's always injured. I don't know why this fan base is so obsessed with him. Yeah, I think they're mostly probably just disappointed by the fact that he's injured. He didn't make any friends after that back pass a little bit ago, but when he gave it right to Lewandowski in that title competing year. But yeah, I want him to get better. That way, we could sell him if we don't need him, and I just want him to get his career back on track because he's struggling right now. I would take Demiral 100% on loan with a 30, and we can get a young winger and use Malen as a striker with Holland. Yeah, it's not a bad look, Payne. I absolutely agree with you. There's no real risk. There's no real risk of a loan with an option to buy it. It's a beautifully well-worked deal. It's just whether Juve want the money right up front or not, and considering their position in the Super League, maybe they do prefer money as opposed to a loan. But if there's not a buyer, then ship him out on loan, hope he does well, and then have that 30 million option to buy. It's a potential. It's a potential, but I don't see any real negative opinions in that deal, in my opinion. Rotation is a must for next season. The workload has been huge in the last 36 months, and players, yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And that's the number one reason of getting someone in like Demiral, or if it's St. Juste, or if it's Halsenberg. It's not specifically to indicate Marco Rose is going to play with the back three. It's that we are so depleted on the back that we need bodies, especially the center back position. What are Canada's chances against Mexico? My Canadians, boys, my Canadians are in the Gold Cup semifinals, man. Without Davies and David, and Laren, it's pretty cool. But Cavallini and Vittoria both picked up their second yellows, so they're out. So, I mean, if I'm a betting man, I wouldn't bet on Canada. I think it's going to be a pretty tough task against Mexico, but it'll be fun. It's cool to see. It's cool to see them get this far, but it's going to be a real test against Mexico. They're going to play the perfect game and hope that Mexico is just poor in the end. Hey, Josh, greetings from Scotland. Ian, how you doing, my man? Hope you're doing well over in Scotland. The Polish guy, Kozolski, the young lad who broke Bellingham's record at the Euros. I think we were linked to him. I haven't seen too many links to him. The name I've heard once or twice, so I'd have to look into it a little bit more, but I'm assuming just if I haven't heard of it in a little bit, it means that maybe it's just on the back burner from now. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but I don't think it's something that's been popping to the headlines. The headline news right now, as you guys know, it's Malen getting this deal done, and then now, like I said, once the Sancho deal was going down, expect the Malen to follow suit immediately, and then start hearing other names come in. We've heard Demiral now. Now I'm expecting a winger just to get, just popped in there every once in a while. It also is noteworthy, and I mean, this is by no reason a rumor, but Lille still need to sell players. I know we were linked softly to Jonathan Okone, but Jonathan Bamba has been put up as well, potentially for a sale, so he's a talented winger. So there are some wingers out there. It just depends on how much money we have to spend. I got such a positive mind that we'll win the next season. I mean, I picked us in the predictions, but I wasn't going Bayern again. Wasn't feeling it. But I think we have a chance too. Again, open Bundesliga season, really looking forward to it. Hi Josh, how are you, brother? I'm doing good, guys. We are very close to 5,000 subscribers. Seems like just yesterday we hit 4. We're flying right now, so if you're just joining us, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're new. And I appreciate all the support once again, guys. We're climbing there, man. We are climbing there. Angie's tuning in. Angie, what do you think about the loan signing for Demiral? I think Demiral has no downside because we can get him on a loan with an option to buy, then it doesn't break into the starting 11. He can be a solid backup, and then he will be worth a 35 mil. Absolutely agree. It would be a mistake, in my opinion, for Dortmund to drop 35 on him. I think it's a big win if you can get him on a loan with the option to buy. And I think, given Juve's financial situation, they probably want to shift this player out. They don't want to get screwed, but they kind of want to shift this player out. So if they can't find a buyer to get the 35 or so up front now, looking at a loan deal to Dortmund would be ideal. They're like, all right, we'll take a risk. We'll take 5 now. And hopefully he does well in a year's time, and we get the remaining 30 after that. So I think it could be a win-win for both sides. It just depends on if Juve really do need the cash now. It may look them to try to flip him elsewhere. But it's a risk on a player who has injury problems. I don't see someone just coming in there, dropping 30, 35 to sign him. I see a loan deal in almost every deal, which is why I think Dortmund have a chance to figure this thing out. Man, when did you start streaming? I didn't even see it. 23 minutes ago, Angie. So I don't think you were... So yeah, you're like 10 minutes or so late. But I was just touching on Malen and Demiral. But you didn't miss too much. It's good to have you in here. I like Rosa's tactics. Play with wingers and engage players, unlike Terzic just passed to Holland in the midfield. It does worry me though, guys. The biggest worry I have in this season is that Marco Rose doesn't have the tools he needs to play winger formations. That's my biggest worry right now from what I've seen from preseason and just looking at the squad in itself. I think we have a great team, especially with Malen come in. We have an unbelievably well-structured team to play a 3-4-1-2, a 3-4-2-1, even a 4-3-2-1 if he wants to pull out a Marco Terzic Christmas tree little formation. We can also play the 4-1-2-1-2. Those are formations that scream to me right now. The 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 doesn't really make a ton of sense to me right now because it would have to force Marco Reus out on the left wing, which I don't think that's where I personally want to see him play. We do have Thorgan Hazard, who is going to have some question marks about him this year, but he's really our only winger with Knauf. Knauf hasn't done it over the majority of the season yet. Do we put someone like Malen out on the wing, which I've talked about a lot, saying he will get looks on the wing, but again, he's a player who hasn't done it over a season playing in that winger position. And yeah, it's a lot more central players in that 4-3-2-1 that could work a little bit better. But that's my biggest worry right now, is we don't have the proper wingers to be able to pull off a formation that, from preseason, looks like Marco Rose wants to play. I think people like Zagadou because he isn't injured. I think people like Zagadou because when he isn't injured, he's potentially one of the best CBs in Europe. So I think he can hopefully overcome his injury woes. I mean, I wouldn't say he's one of the best center backs in Europe. I think he's a talented young player who's unfortunately been hit pretty hard with injuries. There was a lot of promise out of him. But yeah, I mean, when you're a young player, you want to get minutes, you want to stay healthy, and right now he's really struggled to do it. So hopefully he can find a way to get healthy and get his career back on track. I'd prefer St. Juste to Demiral. He's quicker than Demiral and has trouble with tactics and technique. The one big upside of St. Juste is bringing pace to the back line. And like I think a lot of us are aware, speed is something that this Dortmund side lacks a little bit with. But, I mean, like I said, if we can't... The big thing about Demiral is the money. If we can't get the 15 or so for St. Juste or whatever Mainz decide he's valued at, getting a 5 million loan is not a bad alternative to it. But I'm totally not against signing St. Juste because I think he would work better than Demiral would in a back three. St. Juste has the pace to play on the outside right center back position with Akanji shifted to the left and Hummels in the middle. Man United side Varane for 40 mil. Yeah, very surprising. I mean, that is a steal of a deal. I'm not sure what Madrid are doing to let this player go like that, but yeah, I mean, kudos for United to get that thing done. Did not know that Dortmund signed a goalkeeper. They did. They signed Gregor Kobel from Stuttgart. I'm really disappointed that we aren't going for a creative winger. Yet, Carlo. Yet. Like I said, the way that I've found Dortmund does business in the past is it goes in stages. And I've said this for you guys who've been on the streams consistently. You'll know I said this. I said the Sancho deal is going to go through. As soon as it does, the Malen deal is going to follow suit. And then it creates a little domino effect. They got the player they wanted the most. They got Malen in. Now they want to look at two other areas, which we knew are going to be the center back and probably the winger. And immediately after the Malen deal seemed to be wrapped up, we've been linked to Demiral. Just keep waiting. I'm positive eventually some winger names will come in. I don't know what the fee will be, if it'll be another loan deal. I'm not 100% sure. It'll depend as well as if we can shift some players out. We just lost some money in terms of maybe getting some coin from Marius Wolf. So keep an eye out. I definitely can promise you there will be some winger rumors coming up soon. Because I do think that Marco Rose wants them. We will win the Bundesliga this year. I don't think Bayern will do very good this season. I mean, they're always dangerous. They're always dangerous. But I personally think there's a big chance. I think there's a big opening this year with everything that's happened in the Bundesliga. It's just which team can grab the bull by its horns and start correctly. Nagelsmann, Rosa, maybe Marsch. We'll have to see. Maybe Bailey is still an option for the wings. From what I've heard, no. That's just my opinion. From what I've heard, it looks like Liam Bailey wants, not that he would be against the Dortmund move, but Aston Villa has put a bid in for over 30 that was rejected. Dortmund won't drop that kind of money on Liam Bailey. If you're Leverkusen and you got a bid of 30, you know you're not going to get that same bid from Dortmund. So A, you're taking the bid that's higher, which will come from the Premier League side. And on top of that, why would you sell to Dortmund if you can sell to the Premier League and get him out of the league so he's not coming back to you? So in my opinion, from those rumors and those links, I'm very confident that Liam Bailey will not be coming to Dortmund. Do you need money for the Fantasy League? You do not. It is free to play. And we have already got, I think, like 20 or 30 or something people in it already. So seems like our community is pretty interested in it. The link is in the community board in the last post if you want to join. Thoughts on Paslack? Utility player, I guess. I don't know. With all the right back problems we had, maybe he'll be a little bit more useful to us, but in terms of this season right now, I bet you the pecking order will be Meunier will be our number one choice right now, and pray it works. I think Emre Can will get some reps there, and then if we're desperate, I think Paslack will be looked at there. But I mean, I don't think Paslack's good enough to start as a right back for Dortmund, but is what it is. We'll have to see if he gets a look or not. Someone's got to step up for the right back position, so could be Paslack. Bailey or Acuna could have been the best replacement for Sancho, but Malen is good too. Let's hope that we topple Bayern this season. Love it. Love the support. I mean, Malen, like I said, Malen isn't a like-for-like Sancho replacement. Malen is a dual striker right now, but he's young and still has opportunity to grow. And by grow, I mean potentially move positions. I think he could play the dual striker with Haaland pretty comfortably, but I think he's going to get reps on the wing because right now we lack wingers. Malen has pace. He likes going against defenders 1v1. He has attributes that can show he could be a viable winger, but he hasn't done it consistently, so we're going to have to wait and see how he will do. Do you think Malen will hit the ground running or have a slow start? I don't think he'll have a slow start, but I don't think he'll hit the ground quite like Haaland did. I'm expecting probably 10 to 12 goals from him this year. But I think he'll be useful. Like I said, he opens up different formations. Very curious to see. I think a big hump for him this year will be if he can actually play properly as a winger, because there's going to be some games we're going to be desperate to get him to do that. Who are the affordable winger options? We've been linked to Bailey, Diaby. They don't seem feasible, and they're not. We've been already priced out of Bailey. Diaby costs more than Bailey, so we priced out of both them. It seems, I said, because again, there's been 0 links. So a couple just personal opinions would be, look at the Ajax wingers. David Neres, Anthony. Anthony's been linked to Bayern. I don't know if Bayern are going to pull the trigger on this young Brazilian or not, but he could be a good look. You could go to Lille, take a look at Jonathan Bamba. Lille needs to raise a little bit more money as well. But yeah, I don't know how much Dortmund want to spend right now. And it'll also depend on what they get the Demiral. If they get Demiral on loan, they've handled the center back position and left some more money open to actually bid for a winger. But there has been no links whatsoever right now to a winger. We'll have to keep that updated as more information comes in. I'm going to the Canada-Mexico game in Houston. I am very jealous. That's going to be so cool, man. Congratulations. Hopefully you're cheering on the Canadians. Wish I could be there, but Mainz won't let St. Juste go until next year, unfortunately. So that also makes sense then. The loan deal makes even more sense. So if St. Juste is not being let go by Mainz, Demiral does hit the ground running, then we may not target St. Juste at all, or maybe we just bring him in as well. But having that loan deal, we're going to figure out whether Demiral is a fit or not. And if he is, we'll pull the trigger and we'll buy him. And if he's not, then thank you for the year. Thank you for the much needed center back option and head back to Juve. I wish we injured Sancho. Oh, no. Noni's parents, I guess, visited the BVB stadium. He is coming. Just have to wait and see. He was not coming this year. It's already been ruled out this year. I can't speak to the future. I do think Noni would be interested in coming to Dortmund. He's kind of spoke to it, but he's also very interested, from a couple interviews I saw and talking to some PSV fans, he's very interested in developing. That's a big reason why he, on his way out of Tottenham, rejected Manchester United and went to PSV. He wants to start. He only started 7 games last year. He played in 23, had 7 goals, 4 assists, decent return. He wants to start each and every game. Now that Malen left, PSV, who played in a 4-4-2 to be able to have Malen play as the dual striker, is now playing in a 4-2-3-1. Götze is playing as the cam. Noni Madueke is playing as the right attacking mid. And he's going to have a good season. He really is. And then we'll have to see which clubs will be linked to him. But I can promise you Madueke is not coming to Dortmund this year. He's going to focus on growing his game and getting a ton of minutes for PSV. We can get Halstenberg and Demiral the same summer. I think we could. But I think we only would if we sold Nico Schultz. If we keep Nico, Halstenberg is not coming in my opinion. If we are able to flip Nico, we'll bring in Halstenberg, and we could bring Demiral in on a loan. It'd be about an $8 million deal for Halstenberg, probably a $5 million loan deal for Demiral. Very cheap. You added one veteran presence who can bring in the left back position coverage and can play as an outside left center back because he's a lefty. And then Demiral, young kid, good opportunity to grow. And I think he'd be better in a back 4, but it definitely gives us some coverage. On a loan, Demiral would be fine. It just doesn't work out. Get St. Juste next year. Spot on, Angie. Spot on. Signing Demiral permanently would be a poor decision. I don't see Dortmund doing it. It's why when I saw the 35 million number beside Demiral, I didn't even believe it. And then Fab tweeted out, like, okay, well, that's kind of strange. And then more context came in and saying that's what Juve value him at. However, that deal will never go through. It will be a loan deal. I have a feeling Malen and Rosa will play a two-striker depending on the opposing team. Well, as you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of the 4-1-2-1-2. I don't see it working over the entirety of the season. Good news is that Marco Rosa likes to switch up his formation, so there's only two options, really, if you're playing a two-striker formation. We're not going to play a 4-4-2 flat. Marco Rosa does not play that system. We don't really even have the wingers to pull off that type of system. It would be a 4-1-2-1-2, a diamond in the middle with two strikers, or my preferred method would be the 3-4-1-2. Royce as your cam, Malen and Holland as your two strikers. You have the wingbacks in Meunier, Guerrero, have Dahoud. You can even fit in Brandt where Dahoud would be if you prefer, and have Witsel beside him, or Delaney beside him, because it looks like Delaney's staying. And then your back three. 3-4-1-2 would work. That would be my preferred two-striker formation. The 4-1-2-1-2 will come in handy at certain situations, but it won't be Marco Rosa's every game formation, in my opinion. Marco Rosa should have brought in. I mean, he would have been good, man. He would have been a very good winger, but he's a left back. He's a very talented left wing back or left back, but we have Guerrero there, so he would not be cheap. And on top of that, the big issue, I don't see Dortmund signing any Gladbach players. We burnt a bridge there, guys. We burnt a bridge there the way that we picked up the Marco Rosa signing and pretty much threw Gladbach's season down the drain. So I don't see Marcus Thuram, I don't see Ginter, I don't see any of those players actually ever coming to Dortmund, especially this season. But I wouldn't target him because that'd be a lot of money to drop on a position we have Guerrero in. Just joined and you were already dissing Zagadou. I wasn't dissing Zagadou. When was I dissing Zagadou? Come on. No. I did not mean to diss Zagadou. I said the only thing I've talked about Zagadou today is that he said he's going to be injured for 2 to 3 months, which is a shame. I said, like, I like Zagadou, but it sucks when he had so much promise and so much potential, and he hasn't quite lived up to it yet because of the injuries he sustained. I said I wish nothing for the best and that he gets fit right away and can get back, and whether he stays at Dortmund or doesn't, he needs to get healthy. And you don't want to see a young player who has a lot of promise struggle with injuries. It's not a good sight, but I didn't mean to diss him, my man. So I'm sorry if that's how I came across. Josh, that's why I said he is potentially, basically what I mean is Zagadou can potentially be one of the best CBs. Okay. Let's see where maybe the dissing came in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's one of the best center backs in Europe. That's just my opinion, but I do think he does have the potential if he stays finished. But potential only means so much when you are consistently injured. But it's a fair point. So yeah, if I offended you, any Zagadou lovers out there, I'm sorry. I do think he's got a very talented young player, and I just desperately want him to stay healthy for his own good, for his own career, because it's taken a big toll right now. So I'm sorry. I apologize. Did not mean to diss him. Just want him back healthy. We don't need Demiral. We have a Kanji Hummels. Zagadou is back. Kubali, Delaney, Chan can play CBs too. We don't need another center back. I disagree very strongly with that statement, but again, everyone is entitled to their opinion. I respect everybody's. If you think Zagadou is a world-class defender, I will not judge you on it. Or if you think that we don't need a center back, I won't either. But my issue right now with the two center backs is one, Akanji Hummels. Those are two. Those are two center backs we have. If we have play a three-man formation at the back, that's obviously not enough. Zagadou is out for 2 to 3 months. Kubali has never played consistently at this level before. Delaney is not a center back. He is a CDM. Chan can play as a center back. He is best on the outside right, so that could be an option there. And so that realistically leaves us with 3 center backs. We need one. We do have Leonard Maloney and Papadopoulos. Collins has picked up an injury, which sucks. We thought he maybe would get a look, but it doesn't leave us with a ton of options. We need another center back. Like I said, a strategic one could have been Halstenberg. Have him come in for coverage at left back and use him in the center back. But in my opinion, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think we need a center back or no? But I think we're very light in the center back position, and if we don't sign one, Kanji and Hummels will be burnt out, and it doesn't give us a huge amount of looks playing in a back three. If no other players are coming in than Malen, I would prefer a back three. Hummels, Akanji, Guerrero, Dahoud, Bellingham, Meunier, Hazard, Knauf, Royce, Reina. Okay. try to figure your formation out there, British Empire. All right, you got Kobo in net. I don't see your back three. I see Hummels and a Can. Oh, Chan. I saw Can. Okay. Okay. So you got Kobo in net. You have Meunier at right wing back. You have Hummels, Akanji, Chan. Agree with. You have Guerrero left wing back. Bellingham, Dahoud as your two center mids. And then you have a slash, I'm assuming. So it's either Hazard or Canal with Reyna or Royce or Brandt. And then Holland or Malen up front. And yeah, and that would work. The 3-4-2-1 or the 3-4-1-2 would both work for our formation. I think with Zagadou's body structure, he grew so fast, all of a sudden not enough muscle to support with those constant injuries. If he can build up strength, maybe he'll have those issues. Potentially, I'm not 100% sure, but we're not getting a winger, by the way, just the CB and Halstenberg. And yeah, and I don't know. I haven't heard any rumors whatsoever about signing a winger, which I am assuming a lot of you guys would be bummed out about. But yeah, from right now, I do think that we will be linked to some. Whether they come in or they don't, you never know. But I think that we'll bring in a center back. Halstenberg will only come in my opinion, if we flip Nico Schultz. Dortmund's been very open with wanting to get Nico Schultz off the books, so Halstenberg would be a cheap option with Demiral. 4-4-2 with Donny and Erling up top, plus we can get 50 goals between the two of them. So I'm assuming by 4-4-2 you mean the 4-1-2-1-2, the diamond. But yeah, that would be a good look for them. But again, I don't see it as a formation we can play over the entirety of a season. Let's get Sané from Bayern. No, never count on Bayern. Or never count Bayern out. Yeah, you don't. Have you thought about the winger question? Is there any particular winger from outside the Bundesliga you'd like Dortmund to get? I don't 100% know. I mean, I'm a big fan of Jonathan Bamba from Lille. I thought he had a great year with Lille. Lille need money. He could be an option there. Other than that, I haven't given it too much of a thought. There's been a lot of other rumors. I'm trying to be strategic about it. It'd be really Jonathan Bamba, maybe Anthony if we can steal him from Bayern, or maybe David Nunes, someone like that. We definitely need more than one defender. We are not going to get a defender for a lot of money, maybe a loan with option to buy. Greetings from Dortmund. Hey, Abe Fabe. Richie, how you doing, my friend? Living in Dortmund. Come on, living the dream. I like it. But yeah, I absolutely agree. Loan signing for Demiral would be clutch. It would be a perfect little signing. It would work out very nicely. But we will have to see. Where are we in the chat? Top 3 transfers we can do now, in your opinion, without Malen. Demiral or St. Juste, one of the two, in my opinion, needs to come in. That'd be one. Sell Nico Schultz, bring in Halstenberg. You have another center back coverage there, as well as the left back coverage. I think it's strategic. I think it's smart. Veteran presence. He wants to be here. And then a winger. If you can pull off that Anthony deal to not only get him from Ajax, I think he's a talented winger. He's creative. But you would take him from Bayern, which would be even better. Anthony was linked to us 1 or 2 years ago. We should have done it. We should have. Which formation do we need to play? It's hard to know yet. Without a winger coming in, with this current squad with Malen, I'd say a 3-4-1-2, 4-1-2-1-2 would have to be the best start. Or if you don't want to start Malen, you could do a 3-4-2-1. You could do the 4-2-3-1 and play Malen on the wing. We'll have to wait and see. Just made an account in my fantasy team, messed up the midfield, but it's looking good. I like it, my man. I like it. Why did you cut your beard? It gets itchy in the summertime. I don't know. I just had to get it going. Josh, you know candies. I think. I say we sell Holland and raid Gladbach for Thuram, Günther, Neuhaus. Well, no. I don't want to see Holland leave. You guys know that. But I don't see Gladbach doing business with us. I'd be very surprised if they did. Holland to Chelsea is off. It was never on. But yep, definitely need a center back with good build-up play in the construction site for years in the back. Demiral has it all. Would love to see him come. And like I said, guys, getting him in on a loan signing would be absolutely crucial. Bye, Josh. See you after the Malen signing. We're gonna keep the stream till 4:30 to see if the signing goes down or not. So if it goes down at 4:30, we knew it was happening. If it doesn't, no, hopefully it'll happen tomorrow. What do you do in Fantasy League? You go on the Bundesliga website and you can create your own Bundesliga type fantasy team where you'll get points each and every week, and we'll have the JJD TV League where each and every week we'll talk about the leaderboards and see how you guys can do competing for a prize. Witsel is among one of the 3 CBs, more like a CDM though. Even Delaney can play. I mean, yes, Witsel and Delaney have played the odd game here and there as a CB, but again, I wouldn't do it over the entirety of the season because they're not center backs. Donny is a center forward. 4-4-2 is the best formation for him. It could be, but I mean, we won't play a 4-4-2. Marco Rosa will not play a 4-4-2. The only 2 formations I see him playing that has a 2-striker formation is a 4-1-2-1-2, the diamond. And if you're referring to a 4-4-2, meaning the diamond, then yes. We don't really have the personnel, and he doesn't like playing a traditional 4-4-2. I don't want to see us do it. I don't think it would work. But the 3-4-1-2 would be a good look as well. Are Delaney and Brandt leaving? Think they will? No. I mean, earlier I thought Delaney was going to leave and I thought Brandt was going to stay. I personally do think both will stay. It seems like Delaney is in conversations to do a contract extension. But on top of that, Milan has now joined the Brandt hunt. So it does look like there's a possibility that Brandt could be sold or at least loaned out to Milan for the year. They're looking for a Çalhanoğlu replacement. They're looking at Brandt for it. So maybe Brandt does get shifted out. We'll have to wait and see. I don't want to speak too much on it. I get in trouble sometimes when I tell my honest opinion about Brandt. But if we're looking for money, like I said, he is the most expendable option there. We need Demiral. He's a monster, great mentality, plays in a big club, knows how to win trophies. Papadopoulos, Maloney, Collins are good, but they've never played at this level like Demiral. That's a great point. It's a fair point. And it's a win-win in every way you look at it. If you bring Demiral in on a loan, it's a win-win. You get the look at him. You get to see if he's built for this team, built for this league, and then you have the option. You have it all in your hand. Delaney played as a CB in Bremen and for us too. He played very well. Trust me, Demiral is not better than Zagadou. I watched some Juve games last season. Demiral is not as good as you think. So Delaney would have played a handful of games as a CB. He did not play consistently at CB for Bremen. He did not play more than 1 or maximum 2 games at center back for Dortmund. He got stuck out when you're playing in the 3-4-3. He's playing at the outside left center back for us. But he's a CDM. He's not a center back. And as for Zagadou, he's out for 2 to 3 months. So even if you do think Zagadou's better than Demiral, which I don't know, I don't think there's a fair way to really take a look at either one of them because they both struggle with injuries. But Zagadou's out for 2 to 3 months. We need a body in. If we get him on loan, it's a win-win. And it's only win-win because we may not have the money to get St. Juste, and we may not have the ability to get Mainz to sell him. So that's the main thing there, but I would trust Demiral more than I would put Witsel or Delaney as a CB because they're not center backs. I love the Demiral rumors. I don't care about the price, to be honest. It would be an amazing statement. It would be, but again, I mean, if you want to do it correctly, like Dortmund probably will, get him on loan. Get him on loan for 5 mil, and then on top of that, you have the option to buy him for 30 afterwards. Heard a rumor Milan was looking at Brandt on loan. Is it possible? I think it's possible. I think if Marco Rosa and Brandt give it the green light, it's possible, but I don't know. I wouldn't look too much on it quite yet. They are very, very soft links. I can see it maybe happening, but I do think he will have a few more shots at Dortmund, to be honest. We can get Bale for 20 mil. No, thank you. What about St. Juste, Demiral, and a winger? I don't personally see a situation we get St. Juste and Demiral. The only 2 defensive positions I see us getting is St. Juste or Demiral. St. Juste if we actually buy him, but rumor is that Mainz don't want to sell. And Demiral if we get him on loan, and then we can buy Halsenberg. And then maybe a winger. I don't know. It'll also depend on if we can sell some players. And we just lost some money because of the Marius Wolf injury. Congrats to Canada dub. You guys are looking good. Little celebration for my country, boys, going into the semifinals of the Gold Cup. Pretty exciting. Martial is linked on Transfermarkt. What's your opinion? They're off. I mean, I would be shocked if we sign Martial. I would be shocked. There was the rumor of a Martial plus cash for Holland, which is a laughable joke. I haven't looked. I don't know if it's a straight link from Martial to Dortmund, but I don't know. Martial's not really the type of winger I'd be looking for. And I think he'd cost way too much money. Martial swap deal is just disrespectful. Malen is never getting announced. He's just going to show up to our first game and not be announced. As well as what it's looking for. We're going to find out. There was a rumor, 4:30 today, they were going to announce it. It's in 8 minutes, so I guess we'll find out if it happens or not. I don't think it will be. Demiral would be class transfer, brings good aggressiveness mentality. The only thing scaring me is his injury history. And that's why a loan deal over a permanent transfer is ideal. Because if he comes in and he picks up an injury, more than likely, just right then and there, we won't sign him. But if he stays healthy and he does a job, then there's always an option to get him. I thought Arsenal wanted Brandt. He was softly linked to Brandt, but I think Arsenal was softly linked to Brandt, but I think Arsenal decided to look elsewhere. How do you feel about the Mexico-Canada matchup? I believe it'll be a good game. I believe it'll be a good game too. I think Mexico will be the heavy favorites, but Canada had a really classy, professional performance against Costa Rica, and without their best players. But they just lost their skipper. They just lost their best central defender, and they lost Cavallini through yellow cards for the semis. So not looking great for Canada, but hopefully it can be a good game. Probably won't announce Malen today since it's 10 o'clock here in Germany. I know he's at the training camp. He flew in with Guerrero yesterday. Yeah, we saw the pictures there as well. But yeah, I'm assuming that the rumor was 4:30 German time, not 4:30 Eastern time, but we'll have to wait and see. I'll go for a few more minutes to see if it does miraculously happen, but I strongly feel, hopefully, it will be announced tomorrow. Demiral has been pretty injury prone. Wouldn't count on him being a good option. It'd be a loan option though, guys. Remember that. We're not dropping 35 mil. This is a player we're taking a risk on, but a small risk because it's a loan offer. It's not like we're dropping 35 and bringing someone in with his injury history, because I don't want to discredit that. He has an injury problem. It does scare me. However, I do think it'd be worth a 5 million loan option for the year if we can't find a more viable option out there. Italy's willing to play. I'm assuming you mean Milan is willing to pay 27 mil for Brandt, but he wants to stay. I think Brandt wants to stay as well. I do think he's going to struggle for game time, but we'll have to see. If he wants to stay and he's really determined, he may be able to find a way into our starting 11. I don't think we're buying a winger, but we will definitely regret it. I think we would regret it too. I hope there's a rumor coming one way or another to get a winger in, but from what I'm hearing right now, I haven't heard a thing. Didn't like Brandt's performances in the friendlies so far. No condition, doesn't fit the roles as Rosa 8, and really needs to buckle up. Yeah, I agree. You guys know I'm pretty harsh on Brandt, so I don't want to go too much in on it either. But he was directly involved in the 2 goals in our first exhibition match. But other than that, he hasn't impressed me too much. But he's still building back into fitness. It is still early. If he's determined to stay, he probably will stay, and it'll be in his hands whether he's successful or not. Martial would be a dream signing. Love that guy. Not really for me, but only because I think the wages and the money would just put him out of reach. But there is a player in there, and he could thrive in the Bundesliga. But a lot of times when it comes to rumors, it's not that when I say I don't want him, it's not that I don't like the player, I don't really rate the player. It's usually by the wages or the transfer fee I assume is coming with that player. The amount of money that they've put into Martial, United will not sell him cheap. I don't think Dortmund could come anywhere near being able to afford him, especially given the wages he's probably getting at United. US versus Canada in the Gold Cup final. Would be nice. I don't know, though. I don't know. Anyone who isn't down with the Demiral loan probably only knows him from the game versus Italy. Do you think that we can trust Meunier? Can Thorgard play right wing back? I would trust Meunier over Hazard. Hazard is an offensive player. I know he plays as a wing back for Belgium. I don't see him doing it to succession for Dortmund over the entirety of his season. He's an attacking player. I think we will see Thorgard if we play in a 4-2-3-1 as an outside right attacking mid. The squad will need a lot of strengthening if you swap Holland for Martial. Yes, it will be. Brandt was solid in his first season, but doesn't have a place here anymore. I should have realized I made a mistake buying his jersey when there was a typo on his name. Oh, that's just a shame, getting a typo like that. But yeah, the big thing for Brandt, he did have a good season, and a lot of people say Brandt had a good season. You can't forget his first season, and it's true, but it's been a good chunk of time since he's been putting in consistent performances. And the big reason is that the system doesn't really suit him. And on top of that, it doesn't seem like he'll get in front of Royce or Gio. The fact that Gio was just given the number 7 kit, our boy's here to stay, our boy's here to compete, and then our captain, our club legend. It makes it so hard for Brandt when you have 3 attacking mids like this. So when I said I'd like to see Brandt sold so we could raise funds to sign a winger, that was the strategy. It's not that I don't like Brandt. It's just if there's one player that you can get money from right now that wouldn't drastically hurt the team taking him out, it's Brandt. But a lot of people have come up with the argument. It's a good debate saying that Brandt is our future. Brandt is the one who's to replace Royce because Royce will age out soon and Gio probably won't be with us long term. Brandt wants to be here long term. It's a fair argument. I absolutely agree. But I'm focused on the short term right now. In terms of I want to compete this year and I think we need a winger. And if we can't raise the money, there's only really one place to do it and it's Brandt. So real interesting debate. Good points from pretty much all around. But we'll have to wait and see. I do think the community's split. I do think some of the community wants to see Brandt get another shot. And some want to see him sold so we can bring in a winger. With Holland money next year, they'll sign Demiral permanently. Madueke, maybe a right back. Yeah, that'd be nice. If you sign Demiral permanently or bring in a center back, bring in a right back if this season goes desperately wrong at the right back position, and then get a winger. I don't know about Madueke with my English agenda. You guys know that, but Noni is a good young player, and I bet you he's in for a good year this year. Why go for Martial when we can get Vlahovic next summer? Well, yeah. In my theory, guys, is that Malen will be leading the line when Holland leaves. But Vlahovic is an incredible striker. If we stick with the 2-striker formation, he could come in to play alongside Malen. Martial could play in the wing. It's what he can do as well. He can also play up top. So, guys, we'll see Malen tomorrow, I guess. It's looking like it. It is 4:29 my time. Bielefeld said that Demiral comes in with the only possibility really needs to improve on is a winger. Yeah. I mean, if we get Demiral, we've addressed a big hole in the depleted center back position. On top of that, we got Malen. We need a winger, though. In my opinion, we definitely need a winger. Brandt just doesn't look like he cares most of the time. On one deal, Dony would be announced tomorrow because of the quarantine right now, and there hasn't been picks taken in him yet. Fair. I love Zagadou, but man, BVB loves... Man, I love Zagadou, man. He really loves BVB and Guerrero as well. I love Guerrero a lot. Again, I don't have anything against Zagadou. I don't want to come across like I don't like Zagadou. It sucks when it comes to a young player with a ton of injury problems. It's frustrating. He's good, but there are better paths that he can go and more affordable for us. I agree. Before making Malen permanent striker, we need to see how he does in the Bundesliga. Yep, and this will be a good introduction season for him alongside Holland to see if maybe he grows as a winger, because he does have traits to play as a winger. Maybe he grows as a dual striker, and that's where he needs to play. Maybe he just takes the reins on and is able to play as a lone striker. Right now, his best position is as a dual striker. But once again, I forgot to plug in the laptop. I do it every time. And it goes down to 5%, and then it says, Josh, you need to charge your laptop. The biggest mistake that we didn't sign Hakimi after his loan, the perfect player on the wing defensively and offensively. Richie, you are spot on. It's a shame. It's a shame because he went to Inter, who at the time, I know Inter just won Serie A, but at the time, Inter and Dortmund seemed to be similar types. I mean, we literally beat them in the Champions League that past season. The option was there. We chose to go a more strategic way. Instead of dropping 40-ish mil on him, we went for the loan signing of Meunier, and it backfired. But it is 4:31, guys, and I don't see the announcement on Twitter. So, obviously, that was just a rumor. It doesn't look like the Malen signing will be announced today, which was probably expected. But, I mean, what can you do? What can you do? It just means I gotta go live tomorrow. One of Malen or Holland winning the Cannon Trophy, willing to put it on my house. There you are. For me, Malen is a traditional number 9. He needs to play along another striker at PSV. And for Holland, it would be us. He'll probably sign another striker next year, in my opinion. And that's a totally fair point. It's a totally fair point. If that is decided that Marco Rose likes him the most on, even on the wing. I mean, say he grows as a winger this year or is a dual striker, which is what he is best at. playing in a 4-4-2 system or a 3-4-1-2, 4-1-2-1-2, we may sign a player like Vlahovic to replace Haaland. And right now, Vlahovic looks like the only real, I think, exciting striker who I would like to see us sign next year, because he would be expensive. He'd probably be upwards of 60. The man just scored 7 goals in a preseason game. Now PSG just stole Hakimi from us. I know. It's unbelievable. What a trade. No, Josh, an announcement happening next year if we're lucky. Paying Schürrle for 30 mil, not willing to pay 40 for Hakimi is depressing. Oh, we're throwing it back to that, eh? Yeah. Mukuku Ballon d'Or eventually. Oh, man. I don't know. We're going to have to see a lot more from Mukuku to be able to have that type of discussion. I think he's got great potential, hoping that he breaks out at some point. But I think it's a little early to mention the Ballon d'Or, but definitely an unbelievably talented young player. We need a striker. Not this season, but when Haaland eventually leaves, yeah, we'll probably need another striker to replace him. I just want to challenge for the title. I feel like top 4 is only realistic again with the Pokal. I feel like we can target challenge for the title, but again, for us to do it, everything needs to go in place. Dortmund need to hit the ground running under Marco Rose, and Bayern need to slip up. Otherwise, it will be challenging. We always end up getting decent ringers somehow. You never know. Something is maybe out there. To replace for Haaland, we got Mukuku, though. We do. I hope Dumfries stays one more season so we can buy him. I think that Meunier will flop again. It's just, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear our boy Meunier flopping again. It would be just painful, man. Ready for JJD Fantasy Bundesliga. I am too, man. I got my team already out there. Got Haaland on the team. I chose to avoid Lewandowski. You know, that personal vendetta. But I'm assuming the best option would have been to get Lewandowski in your team. But if you guys haven't joined our fantasy league yet, there will be a prize for the winner. We will bring up the standings throughout our Bundesliga wrap-up or roundup series each and every week. So if you want to get involved with the community, go over to our community board right now. Click on the link and join up for the fantasy. It's free to play. Good way to see who's got the managerial masterclass this year under the Bundesliga. Mukuku will have a great year as a joker. He knows his role. Rosa will do it with him what he will. I agree. Paslack just followed Donny on Instagram. I'm assuming he probably met him and the team. I'm assuming so as well. But yes, Dumfries would be fired, but it looks like Dumfries is going to go to Inter and will be Hakimi's replacement. So, you know, we just keep losing out to Inter. Piontek in my fantasy, my team is expecting 50-plus goals. Oh, Shrek, you're dangerous, man. Would you rather get a winger or use Knauf as right back instead? Would you rather get a winger or use... I don't want to see Knauf as a right back. I don't personally see him thriving there. I see him playing as a winger. I see him being as a left or right attacking mid in a 4-2-3-1 and a 4-3-3. I don't think he'll get a lot of reps at right wing back, but or especially right back. But you never know. The amount of our right back situations looking right now, you never know. If you could bring back one retired BBB player from his prime from your club, who would it be and why? Oh, Sammer probably. Just his attitude, his grit. He can play in the back. He can play in the midfield. He's just an all-around Dortmund legend. So, I mean, I'd probably bring him back for that reason. Atal, better than Dumfries in my opinion. Atal could be an option. He's still with Nice right now. So maybe in a year's time we have a little bit more money and can go for him. But Meunier's goals and assists for more than Belgium than his entire PVB career. I know, it's not good to see. I just feel like with his players, we have a striker, and it's better to play 2 striker formations. I agree. Right now, like I said, 4-1-2-1-2, 3-4-1-2 should be the preferred formations if you're putting Malen in the starting 11. But don't rule out the 4-2-3-1 with Royce in the middle, Malen at the left attacking mid, Hazard the right attacking mid, or maybe Gio, and then Haaland as your striker. I think there's a look for him there. Paslack and Merih and BVB best right backs options right now. So Merih is out for the entire season. So in my opinion, my depth chart for BVB right now, right backs goes Thomas Meunier. We got to try him out first, see how he does. Hopefully picked up some confidence. Emre Can, Paslack. That's mine. You read my comment completely wrong, mate. Where was your comment? Would you rather get a winger or use Knauf and get a right back instead? I gotcha. That's a great... Okay, that's a better question. I was confused there for a sec. I would rather get a winger. I think we gotta hope, if we're gonna be strategic about the money, we have a right back. We have a right back. I know it's Meunier, but we actually have a right back. We also have technically 2 other ones. Emre Can can be utilized there, and Paslack is a right back. So we have 3 right backs. I would bank on the fact that Meunier is going to have at least a better season than last year. I do think we desperately need a winger. So I would prefer a winger over getting a right back, and I assume if we do sign one, it would be that one. But Merih had a horrible ACL injury, and he's out for the entire season, which is horrible, man. Absolutely horrible. Malen to play left wing, right wing, or striker. I do believe he will get looks at both. I think he will play in a formation like the 3-4-1-2 or 4-1-2-1-2 as the dual striker with Holland. And I do think he will get some looks as a left wing or a left attacking mid in a 4-2-3-1. But we're going to wrap it up for there today, guys, with the last question of the day, going to Shrek. I'll be honest, in my fantasy league, I didn't spend my money wisely. Well, if you guys think that you can spend your money better, head over to our community board, join our fantasy league. It should be a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys tuning in with me today for the nice debate about whether we sign Demiral or not, whether we sign someone like try to get St. Juste. I mean, the excitement of Malen coming in. Do we sign a winger? It was a good debate. We'll have to wait and see what Dortmund decide to do. But until next time, we'll probably go live tomorrow, hopefully when the Malen deal is officially announced. But I appreciate you guys tuning in with me. Be sure to drop a like on the way out. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you guys next time.